Well, what a morning. Well, the thing is, it's now lunchtime. I tried to do this at 9 o'clock this morning, but the network said no. And the 4G was a bit sketchy too. Let's say it's Arona, and this is an FR Sport. It retails for just over £25,000. Now, it's not changed that much since the 2017 model, but they have boldened it up, and I think it's got more of a striking design too. This is Desire Red with magnetic grey, and you know I love a two-tone. They just make vehicles look far more elegant. In the case of Dorothy, and in the case of this, more sporty. Also a real fan of this. We've got 18-inch wheels, and look how it's changed since the previous gen. So we've got a digital cluster, and you can have your satellite navigation in there, and we've got the bigger infotainment system as well, because as I mentioned, this is the FR Sport. There's 6 trims to choose from, and they top out at about 26,500, and that's an experienced looks. You can also get the models like, well, trims like the SE technology. We've got heated seats, and we've got micro suede seats, but they're not electric. It's well finished, it's decent build quality, and it reminds me of the Mark II. Lovely sunny day in Silverdale here once again. Luckily we've got a bit of a breeze, so we're not actually roasting. The new font on the rear, and FR. And over the weekend we took this up to Genesis for the Scottish Open. And let me tell you, on the cross-country road from Annandale to Edinburgh, well, this can really perform. It handles more like a car. Well, the cluster's just burst into life. Let's have a look. Thank you, Alan. No, it doesn't. That's the thing. It's just tastefully done. Easy to control as well with that there. In the rear, it's very similar, which is nice, because normally they scrimp in the rear of these. You will find the hard plastics like there, sadly, but decent room. And there's a trim that will suit you. You get reversing cameras, parking sensors, whole host of safety. And one thing that really appeals to me is the accents here are the same colour as the exterior paint. Economy wise, I was getting around 50 to the gallon, and when I put my foot down I was still getting 44. LED lights, but you can get eco lights dependent on which trim you go for. I mean, it does look pretty much the same, but you can see the tweaks. For example, these have been moved from there to there, and some of the shaping here. The other thing about it is, when I was driving back the other day, I saw 4 or 5 of these on the Edinburgh road. So it looks like they get out and about. The other thing I saw the other day was a driving instructor using this as a learner car. And that made me think, this is likely a pretty good learner car, especially with a 1 litre 3-cylinder engine. Yeah, I can imagine that was fun in that. Wow. Yeah, I had a tussle with a Model 3 going into a couple of chicanes. It looked more like a video game, to be honest. It's a bit like Gran Turismo, the first one. No, it's nimble, it handles well, and it's peppy enough. But obviously no diesels, no EV, and no hybrid. But you can get a 150 brake horsepower one, and that's 4-cylinder. So if you want me to cover anything in the review, like to know anything more than I've mentioned here, please leave a comment. and I'll endeavour to include it. Also watch out in the coming weeks for our GV60 review. So we got to drive that, and that was a Sport Plus, which pulls 0 to 60 in 4.1 and has 480 brake. That was a wild day. Yeah, Desire Red. It really works, doesn't it? So there you have it. The Gen Arona. Now, you're likely wondering, where's the Formentor? Well, the Formentor had, well, it was pulled before we got it. I think we got a little bit of damage because we were going to do a road trip up to Scotland, as you know. Set pulled it out of the bag and gave us an Arona. And to be perfectly frank, I've wanted to drive one of these for about the last 5 years. So it's nice that it turned up on the doorstep. Also, the thing that really appealed to me when it arrived, the 6-speed manual. I can't talk today, need to put my teeth in. 6-speed manual, but you can get a DSG, which is 7-speed with a dual clutch. Thank you for joining me. Stay out the sun if it gets a bit too roasting. Here it's nice and breezy, and have a great rest of the day. Thank you. Bye bye.